Lesson 13-16, Volume of Prisms. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to use formulas to find the volume of cubes and rectangular prisms. So make sure you have your pencil and paper ready so you can work right along with me. The volume of a solid figure is the number of cubic units that it contains. So those cubic units could be centimeters, cubic inches, cubic meters, cubic feet, and so on. One way to find the volume would be to count all of the cubes in these rectangular prisms. So in this first one here, the green shape, we can see that it has 3 times 3 per each layer. So there are 3, let me do that in red, there are 3 cubes by 3 in each layer, which gives us 9 cubes on each layer, but then we also see there's 3 layers of cubes. So we would multiply that by 3 and get 27. And for the units, it's centimeters. And for volume, it's cubed. So you put a little 3 there. That looks like a 3. Let me try that again. 3. There we go. Now for this larger one, we see this top layer right here. It's 5 by 4. So we would multiply that 5 times 4 equals 20. Then there's 3 different layers of those, so times 3. So that would be 60, and again our units are centimeters, and for volume it's cubed. There we go. Here's the formula for finding the volume of a cube. It would be V equals edge times edge times edge, the V standing for volume, and then written in algebraically, it's V equals E cubed. So it's edge, 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 that's why it's E cubed. So here we have a cube, and each of its sides is 0.3 meters. So in order to find the volume of this cube, we would do V equals E cubed. So V equals each edge is 0.3 meters cubed. So when we multiply 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3, that equals, the volume equals 0.027 meters cubed. So the volume of the cube is 0.027 meters cubed. I want you to try this one on your own. You're given a cube, each edge is 10 millimeters. So using your formula, figure out what the volume of that would be, and then come back and check your work against mine. So my formula is the volume equals E cubed. So the volume equals 10 millimeters to the third power. So that would equal, volume equals 1,000 millimeters cubed. All right, I hope that's what you were able to get for that as well. Okay, now we'll move on to the volume of a rectangular prism. That formula is a little different because their edges are different lengths. So it would be V equals length times width times height, or V equals L times W times H. Here we have a rectangular prism. It is 6 feet by 10.5 feet by 8 feet. So we would plug that in with our formula. So it would be the volume equals the length. So that would be 10.5 feet times the width, which is 8 feet, times the height, which is 6 feet. Okay, now I need to change all of these into fractions and improper fractions so that I can multiply them. So that would be volume equals 10.5 as a mixed fraction would be 21 over 2 feet times 8 over 1 feet times 6 over 1 feet. Okay, now I can do some reducing here. So 2 goes in there and there. And now I have 21 times 4 times 6. So volume equals, when I multiply all 3 of those numbers, I get 504 feet cubed. So the volume of this rectangular prism is 504 feet cubed. Here's a rectangular prism with 4 by 4 by 9 dimensions, so I want you to figure out the volume and then come back and check your work against mine. Alright, so for this one, we would have the volume equals length times width times height. So I'm just going to go 4 times 4 times 9, and when I multiply that, I get 144 meters cubed. Alright, I hope that's what you were able to get also. Make sure that you just have those two formulas ready as you're doing your work today, and rewatch any part of the video before, or if you have any questions, before doing today's assignment.